happy picking books for the month of May Day video. I cannot believe that we are almost into the month of May. That's like half of the year gone. I mean, I feel like it's going by so fast. Granted, I've been reading a lot more this year, and I find that when I'm reading, time goes by faster. For all of us busy people, it's just proof that if you don't, it's going to go by so fast, and then you're just going to be looking back at the year wondering what happened. Literally stop and smell the roses, okay? Or daisies, or whatever flowers that you can, okay? Unless you're allergic to flowers, in which case, smell a candy bar. I have no clue. Smell something good, okay? Just take that moment. Anyways, for the month of May, I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different. I have two things that are happening that are pretty big in the month of May. It's my husband's birthday, and of course, it's Mother's Day. And so I thought that it would be fun to have my mama pick my books for the month of May, what books I'm going to read. Of course, I don't live in the same state as her, and I miss her terribly, so we FaceTime chatted together, and I showed her all of the books that I haven't read, and I gave her a little story into some of them, and she picked the ones that she wanted me to read. So for the month of May, Mama, this is for you. I love you so, so much, and I am so excited about the books that you picked. The first book is this one, Queen of Roses by Briar Bolin. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm horrible with names. I'm sorry, guys. This is book one of Blood of a Fae. A doomed love, a dangerous mission, and a kingdom on the brink of war. A cast-off princess. Born into a life of duty and sacrifice, Morgan Pendragon's destiny has never been her own. Rumored to carry the tainted blood of the Fae in her veins, her birthright is stolen from her when she is a mere child. Growing up in the shadow of her brother, the king, she has been promised to the goddess when she comes of age. So when her brother commands that she seek out a Fae weapon of legendary power, Morgan seizes the chance to break free from the chains of her fate. A dangerous temptation. As she travels, Morgan finds herself drawn into a strange group of outcasts led by a dark and Ignamnic, I can't say that word, warrior whose sharp wit and fierce beauty set her heart ablaze. But while Morgan struggles to reconcile her desires with her duty, she and her new comrades discover dangers that await them beyond anything in their wildest nightmares. A slumbering kingdom awoken by blood. Believed to have vanished generations ago, a Fae kingdom dreaded by mortals is ascending once more, bound to reclaim what was lost by violence and bloodshed. As the Fae world, with its intricate web of lies and mysteries, is slowly revealed to Morgan, she is led to the terrible realization that the secrets she carries in her blood make her a greater threat than she could have ever imagined. This is the first in an action-packed new series brimming with magic, danger, morally gray characters, and spellbinding slow-burn romance. So I believe there's like 4 or 5 books in this series, and I want to read them all. I'm so excited. My mom loves King Arthur stories and Merlin and Morgana and things like that. So this is kind of like, you know, a Pendragon type retelling story. So she was immediately intrigued. I didn't even get to finish through the description before she's like, that one, that one, that one. The next book she picked that I'm going to read is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. So this one I know I've talked about in other videos, and I've been meaning to get to reading it, and I just haven't yet. Forbes may have labeled Ford Grant the world's hottest billionaire, but all he cares about is escaping the press and opening a recording studio in gorgeous small town Rose Hill, something that comes to a screeching halt when he ends up face to face with a young girl who claims he's her biological father. Now he spends his days balancing business with parenting a sullen 12-year-old, all while trying desperately to keep his hands the hell off his best friend's sister, Rosie Belmont. After living in the city, Rosie came blasting back into town like a storm, beautiful, messy, and chaotic, and one wide-eyed, desperate plea for a job is all it takes for Ford to hire her. He vows to keep her at arm's length, tries to stick to scowls and grumpy one-liners, but with her, verbal sparring is a type of foreplay, friction that soon becomes soon turns to blistering heat. Ford knows damn well he shouldn't cross this line, but shouldn't and can't are two very different things. And the only thing he truly can't do is resist her. So this is kind of like a forbidden love because, you know, you're my best friend's sister type story, and I'm here for it. This is book 1 in the Rose Hill series, and I think there's 3 or 4 books out now, and I don't know if there's going to be more. I haven't really looked into it, but I believe there's like 3 books out right now. I am really excited about getting into a billionaire single daddy story troupe because I haven't read one of those in quite a long time. So it's going to be nice to do something different. I'm getting into Quicksilver, which, yay! I definitely want to make sure that I get this book in the month of May, so I'm really glad she picked it. I didn't influence it in any way, but when I was kind of reading it to her, I was, in my head, I was like, pick this one, pick this one, pick this one, and she did, and I'm like, yes. Because I know, I believe book 2 of this is coming out in June, so I want to make sure that I have this read before June comes along. So everybody's raving about this book. I haven't heard one person say anything bad about this. 24-year-old Saris Fane is good at keeping secrets. No one knows about the strange powers she possesses or the fact that she has been picking pockets and stealing from the undying queen's reservoirs for as long as she can remember. In the land of the unforgiven desert, there isn't much a girl wouldn't do for a glass of water, but sooner or later every secret comes out. When Saris comes face to face with death himself, she inadvertently reopens a gateway between realms and is transported to a land of ice and snow. The Fae have always been the stuff of myth, of legend, of nightmares, but it turns out they're real, and Saris has landed right in the middle of a centuries-old conflict that might just get her killed. The first of her kind to tread the frozen mountains of Yavilia is over 1,000 years. Saris mistakenly binds herself to Kingfisher, a handsome Fae warrior who has secrets and nefarious agendas of his own. Will he use her alchemist magic to protect his people, no matter what it costs him? And of course, the author is Callie Hart. I'm assuming that this is Kingfisher right here. She's a thick one. She's a thick one. This one, my mom was super excited about. The thing about my mom is she's a Wiccan. That's her beliefs. Not mine. I'm a Christian. However, that does not affect our relationship whatsoever. We love each other to the fullest. When she tells me, have a blessed day, I know that she is giving me the best compliment of her belief. And when I tell her, I'll pray for you, you know, things like that, or God bless you, or Merry Christmas, or things like that, they may not be her beliefs, but she knows that I am giving her the best compliment, the best reward that I believe in, right? And that's what's important. But anyways, she is a Wiccan, and I showed her this one, Night of the Witch. This is book 1, and the authors are Sarah Rashk, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I'm so bad at names, you guys. You're going to learn that about me real quick. And Beth Revis. It says up here, a witch should never fall for her hunter. But this book sounds so good. It says their love could never be forbidden. Fritzy is a witch, the lone survivor of a brutal attack on her coven. She's determined to find her only remaining family member and bring the Hexenjaggers, zealot witch hunters, to justice for the lives they ended. To do this, she will need to take down their leader, the merciless and, oh, there's that word again that I can't say. I know what it is, but I just can't say it. And enigmatic, did I say it right? Commandant Dieter Kirch. I'm probably butchering these names. I am so sorry, authors. Otto is a Hexenjagger, but that's just his cover. Years ago, the Hexenjaggers burned his innocent mother alive, and he has been plotting his revenge against the people who tore apart his family ever since. And now the time has come for them to pay for what they've done. When Fritzy and Otto are unexpectedly thrown together, neither is sure they can trust the other. The reluctant truths fueled by their common enemy takes them from the city at the heart of the Hexenjaggers' power to the wild and mysterious Black Forest. As old truths come to light and new dangers are revealed, Fritzy and Otto uncover a horrifying magical plot at the center of the Hexenjagger attacks that leads back to Commandant Kirch. but their own growing feelings for each other may be the most powerful magic yet. Ooh. And then, of course, Jennifer L. Armentrout, which wrote the From Blood and Ash series. She leaves a comment on here that the authors weave a fantasy and heart-pounding tale full of history, love, witchcraft, and war that will have you gripping your book, waiting for the next shocking twist. And I think that this is just a duology. And because it says down here, it says, don't miss the exciting conclusion to the Witch and Hunter duology. And it says, the fate of magic. So I don't know if it's out yet. Like, I don't know if I found a new book or if this is just an old book. But yeah, I showed her this and she was instantly hooked. To the point where I talked with my brother and we kind of, you know, she already knows because she was there when we talked about it. But for like a Mother's Day gift, he's going to go to Walmart and buy this book for her. And she's going to read it in the month of May too. So we're going to read this book together. And so it's going to kind of be like a mother-daughter thing. So I'm really excited about it. The beginning of each chapter, look at that. The next book, this one's going to be a big one. City of Gods and Monsters. And this is one of the series that I am so looking forward to reading. This book is huge. It's like a weapon. 731 pages in just this book alone. I have the other two books as well, and they're just as big. And so I know I'm not going to be able to get through all three books in a month. People have named the guy in this book as in their top 10 book boyfriends. So I'm anxious to, you know, read it and see what all the hype's about. The death is only the beginning. Lauren Kala has only ever been ordinary. As a human struggling to survive in a city that caters to the needs of vampires, werewolves, witches, and other supernatural creatures, she always assumed her life would remain simple, predictable, and as safe as her world would allow, until she barely escapes abduction at the hands of dark slayers, supernatural bounty hunters that possess the sight, a magical tracking ability that allows them to see a person's aura, and one of her friends is taken in her place. The abductors are demanding a ransom, Lauren's life in exchange for her friend's safe return. Lauren will do whatever it takes to get her friend back, even if it means accepting help from Darien Castle, the leader of the Seven Devils, the most feared dark slaying circle in the city. Darien specializes in tracking down demons and criminals that are better off dead than alive. So when he takes a job to track down Lauren and find out she is human and couldn't hurt a fly if her life depended on it, he decides to protect her instead of turn her in for a reward. As much as Lauren doesn't want to admit it, Darien is her best and only chance at finding her friend alive. If they can somehow manage to get along with him and not fall head over heels in love with him in the process, which is far easier said than done. When more women start disappearing and some of them slowly turn up dead, Lauren and Darien's search for answers takes them deep into Angelfin's corrupt underbelly, where they discover a dark secret that threatens to unravel their world. And when tragedy strikes, Lauren learns that love can make an ordinary person do extraordinary things. I've read the back of this one before, and I have been waiting to get to this one, and I'm excited. And it smells really good. I just love the smell of books. Some of them, not so much. There's a book I'm reading right now, I'm not going to tell you which one it is, that sniffing it kind of reminds me of mud. And anyways, the last book is this one right here. I didn't just show her my shelf book TBR, I also showed her my virtual TBR, and so she picked this one. I did buy it on Amazon. I just bought it today. It's supposed to be here in the next couple days, so it'll definitely get here before May. And seeing as how it's the last book that I'm going to be reading in my list, I'm not too worried about it. Basically gonna wing what knowledge that I can remember from other people talking about it. From what I'm understanding, she is a Wiccan. She has powers. She helps other witches. They're kind of in hiding from these hunters. She owns this shop that she runs and operates, but she's also kind of like a debutante, right? She goes to dances, and then this guy comes along, kind of works for her, and he's a hunter. And from what I'm understanding, I could be wrong, I haven't read it yet, she knows he's a hunter, and he knows she's a witch, and they're trying to use each other for information. Like, you know, keep your enemies close. They end up working together. Don't quote me on that. He's using her to try to get information about other witches, and she's trying to use him to get information on the hunters. They start having actual feelings for each other. I'm really excited to read that one too. That one's actually been on my virtual TBR for a while. That concludes my video on the books that I'm going to be reading in the month of May. I have had a great April month of reading. I will be talking about that that in my next video. Why don't you think about sticking around, subscribing, liking my videos, even sharing that? I would greatly appreciate that. I definitely want to grow my channel up. I want to accumulate a community of fellow book nerds that are just going to sit around and talk about our books. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read any of these books without spoilers. Let me know what you thought of them. Enjoy reading. If you're not reading, go pick up a book. You need to read a book. I will see you guys. Bye.